I just watched the video from last week. I cannot believe how much everything has changed just in a week. It's crazy. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's fun to see how quickly things happen. The biggest update to the garden by far is this plot. I will get into that at the end of the video. We're gonna start on the other side. If you didn't get a chance to watch the first video, I'll give you a little a basic rundown real quick. This is my beets and onions bed with carrots from last year that I'm hoping go to seed, and I'll show you this carrot right here. It's going to flower soon, so I'll show that to you guys. This is my lettuce and onion and garlic chives bed. Behind that is the collards, giant collard cabbages. This is Red Hill turkey winter wheat, I think. This is radishes in the raised bed, along with red mammoth cabbages. Behind the raised bed is ground cherries, which is new this week. I'm going to show that to you guys. And then on the other side we have carrots and cilantro, and then Brussels sprouts, and then green beans, and then the potato patch right there, and then my tomato trellises. Back in the back plot is the sorghum and the red flint corn. This over here is my flower bed with squash growing out the back of it. I hope that it grows out the back of it. I'm going to try and convince it to go that way, along with cotton and lavender and rosemary and a bunch of pretty flowers. This bed has just been a nightmare. I can't seem to get this one under control. I do have a few beets and a few onions growing. Like, these have tripled since last week. Went back and planted a lot of stuff, so I'm hoping next week things kind of even out. There's only a few beets here and there. These are all the carrots. What is this guy? My whole family is obsessed with caterpillars and butterflies. This right here is an onion. If you guys are familiar with Queen Anne's lace, the wildflower, it's actually a wild carrot. This is gonna look very similar. Moving over to the raised bed, I came back in here and planted a bunch more stuff because I only have 3 mammoth cabbages coming up. So I planted more onions and beets in here, hoping to get some. This is fennel that's reseeded itself from last year. It seems to be pretty happy. This is parsley. It looks, yep, there we go. I can't see what I'm filming because it's so bright. There's another one. This parsley is about to flower. I'm super excited about saving seed this year. Check out these radish flowers. The rogue sunflower is very happy right here. It's growing. This is the lettuce and old carrots from last year. Look how big this guy got. I have this covered because there's some rabbits around, and I don't want them munching on my lettuce. This potato plant has tripled in size since last week. So have the collard cabbages. I did go back and plant some more in this bed. I've been double checking all my spacing with the Market Gardener. Market Gardener is a great book. If you're gardening in small spaces, you can learn a lot about how to grow a lot of food in a little area. Really get the most out of your garden, regardless of whether or not you want to sell your vegetables. Wheat has grown a foot, maybe 2 feet, and it's all gone to seed. The cabbages, really excited for these. They're really pretty. There's a lot of polyphenols in there, I bet. I told you last week I was going to attempt to transplant. We got a lot of updates. First, look at the sunflower. Second, this is a cucumber. I knew it. But I did tell you guys I was going to transplant a lot of these cucumbers that were really close together right here, and I still need to get some more. But I moved them, and they were not happy. The ones in the middle here, I think they're gonna make it, but it was so hot this week. They took a beating. I did go back and give them a little bit more protection. Put a bunch of leaves in here. They'll make it. I also went back in and planted some more. There's a lot of Brussels sprouts in this bed. I did go back and plant some more seed just to fill in the gaps. There's a little one, but look at this guy. He's happy. There's a rogue one over here. I love the random sunflowers everywhere. They'll be really pretty. Another big update this week was these elderberry starts I got. I don't know if they're gonna make it. I'm hoping that this works out. This would be really nice to have some berries in the garden and also give a little bit of shade. The carrot bed, the carrots are coming up. You can see them right there. This is the carrot and cilantro bed. I skipped right over the ground cherry bed. If you watched the video from last week, you probably noticed that there was wheat right here. It wasn't really doing anything, and this wheat took off this week, and this wheat was just, you could tell it was struggling. What you doing? One, two, three, four, five, six. Planted like 10 ground cherry plants here. I'm really excited about those. Great source of polyphenols, really high in antioxidants. It's also a fruit item that I can grow that's really easy to harvest, not a lot of maintenance or work or anything. So I'm really excited to see how those come up. People say that they taste like a mix between a pineapple and a tomato. So I'm hoping I can make some really fun salsas out of this. They're actually part of the tomato family, the Tomatilla. I don't know how to say that correctly. A Tomatilla family that I do have planted over in the tomato beds. You might notice that this is not covered in straw anymore. It's now covered in leaf mulch. The first night that I put that straw in here, there were 3 or 4 deer out here, and the whole middle of the bed had been like eaten through. It looked like somebody walked right through it. So I got rid of that and I just put it over here on the ground. And I did have to go in and replant. I had basil in there. This is one of the crops that I did go back and reseed. I have a lot of green beans in this bed. And over here in the tomato beds, we do have some tomatoes coming up. And those tomatillas. This is a tomato. I'm running out of storage, so let's wrap this up quick. This is cotton. I'm really excited to make cut flower bouquets out of this. It'll be really, look up cotton bouquet. It's really pretty. The squash are massive. That's gonna be so much food. But back here, this is the biggest undertaking I've done yet in gardening. I planted 1,000. I need to buy a seeder at some point. This is just getting ridiculous. I planted 1,000-ish red flint corn kernels, and then 1,000. I way overseeded the sorghum. The sorghum, I'm gonna eat the grain off the top. I'm gonna try to juice and boil down the cane juice from the sorghum canes and make sorghum syrup and do a bunch of other fun things that require sweeteners. But hit the subscribe button if you guys want to see this. Pretty soon these are going to be like 8 to 10 feet tall. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this week's garden tour. I will be uploading and updating you guys every week on the garden. So hit the subscribe button and the bell if you want to get notified of next week's update. All of my seeds are organic, heirloom, historical, all the words, varieties. A lot of them are from Seed Savers. If you guys want to check out the seed that I'm growing, I hope that these videos encourage you guys to start growing your own food, because you really can grow a lot of your own food. I will keep you guys updated. Thank you for watching. If you haven't caught up on last week's video, go check it out. It's crazy to see how fast things are actually changing. I'll see you guys on the next week's update. Bye.